A lot of the figures that went on pre-order this past week gives off this slice of life vibe. I'm emphasizing the slice part of slice of life. Hello everyone and welcome back to QuesQ Studio. Today's video will be figure news fix. We'll be taking a look at new figures that just went on pre-order between 7th of November to 12th of November for this week. A lot of the figures that went on pre-order this past week gives off this slice of life vibe where the character design, they look like they came from an anime with this slice of life theme, which is why I called this the slice of life week. So without further ado, let's move on to amiami.com and check out the figures day by day. We shall go in reverse as usual, starting off from the 12th of November towards the 7th of November. So on the 12th of November, there is only one figure going on pre-order. Prosecutor Mitsu Umetani Purple Jeans version 1/6 scale complete figure. This is a provisional pre-order. To those of you collecting ecchi figures, X-rated figures, this might be a good purchase because, well, 23,000 yen for a 1/6 scale is actually good value. The company behind this is Deviluke and Underwear. Sounds like underwear to me, but anyways, that's all for 12th of November, one single figure only. We move on to 11th November, which is what they call Singles Day, and there'll be sales everywhere going on online on that one single day, yet these discounts apply to everyone. They're supposed to be only for the singles like me. Don't call it Singles Day if it is for everyone, the discounts. This one single day, there will be a lot of figures that went on pre-order. Let's go through them one by one. The first one would be this figure of Sachi from Sword Art Online by this one company called Alice Glint. Here we go again, another figure company which is fairly new and I know almost nothing about. I personally think that this figure will only appeal to hardcore fans of Sword Art Online, and everyone else would probably ignore her. Yeah, there are not many figures of this character in the figure market. Okay, so we move on to the next one. GEM series Bleach Yoruichi Shihoin Arenka Arc complete figure. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. 19,800 yen for a Mega House figure. Though this one looks fairly decent, to be honest. I don't like the pose a lot. And not to mention you're getting a black... Okay, I'm not supposed to say that word on YouTube, I think. Yeah, a black cat. I'm not going to say the P word. You're getting a black P, so this might be a good purchase to those of you fans of Bleach. Let's move on to the next figure for the day. Up next, we have Bungaku Shoujo Akitsuki Kurumi. Well, that should be a typo over there, Akitsuki. Illustration Material, which is a 1/6 scale and also a single shipment. You might be wondering why is this a single shipment when the figure is so plain and simple. This is where you need to check out the specifications section in the bottom. So when we scroll down, here's a surprise over here. You get the main figure and then there's a cast off version body and a cast off version with panties. So actually, paying 24,000 yen for a one single 1/6 scale figure and you're getting almost 3 figures in the box because there are another 2 bodies included. If I have to guess, you remove the figure's head and then you remove her legs at these points over here. The stockings, this is where they hide the seam line for removable parts and then you swap out the entire torso. That's how they do it. So for 24,000 yen, you get almost 3 figures in the box. This is excellent value. Though I know nothing about this figure company called Marken Punch. The next figure is one of the highlights this week. Asuka Langley from Evangelion, 1/7 scale by Good Smile. 22,000 yen is very reasonable, but I really don't understand this single shipment part. Like every figure today is single shipment because you are only getting a figure and the base and the figure's height is 23 centimeters. This figure won't be very big. Why is this a single shipment? Maybe the demand is very high. They are not allowing anyone to pre-order more than 1 unit for this figure. So should you get this figure of Asuka Langley? Absolutely. Buy it and regret later instead of not buying it and regretting it later. Up next, Evangelion again, but slice of life. We have 3 different figures of Mari Makinami Illustrious version, Radio Eva. All of them are 1/7 scale by Hobby Max Japan. If I were to choose, I would pick the very first one, which is this one where she is kneeling on the ground, because I think this pose is the most unique one among the 3. Next, we have Momo Belia Deviluke in Changing Clothes mode, 1/7 scale from To Love Ru Darkness. This one is made by QuesQ, 18,500 yen. This is very good value. If you are a fan of To Love Ru, please pre-order Momo before you regret it later. Momo is one of my waifus, so yeah, I'm going to get this one. And most of the time, I would advise you guys to buy a figure maybe a month or 2 after release, right? Because you might get more discount. However, I wouldn't risk that with this one character called Momo Belia Deviluke, because she is the most popular character in To Love Ru, and To Love Ru Darkness being one of the best selling mangas in Japan, ecchi mangas by the way. Yeah, this thing is going to sell out after release and the value is going to and keep going up. I can guarantee you that. So if you want her, pre-order it now. The next one would be Miku Nakano Fallen Angel version, 1/7 scale from the Quint Essential Quintuplets SS. This figure is by a company called Proof. Here we go again, another figure company which I know nothing about, and Proof is such a weird name for a figure brand. However, this is not really my cup of tea, and the biggest problem with this series Quint Essential Quintuplets is that once you buy one figure, you will want the entire set. That's the biggest problem because you wouldn't want to miss out on the others. It feels incomplete, you know, this incomplete figure set syndrome, yeah. But at least it is only 5 characters, not 9 or more like Love Life for example. From Higurashi When They Cry, we have this 1/7 scale figure of Rika Hurude, high school student version, by this one figure company Miyuki, which no one has any idea what they are, and they want 20,000 yen for such a simple figure standing at 21 centimeters tall. This is a big nope. At least not until after release when I get to see the actual products in person, because the product photos over here looks fairly nice, right? Fairly attractive. And Higurashi is an excellent slice of life anime series. Yeah, I'm emphasizing the slice part of slice of life. This figure is also a set with, yeah, Satoko Hojo, which went on pre-order not too long ago. So personally, I wouldn't pre-order something this simple for over 20,000 yen. I will wait for after release. The next figure is by a Chinese company called Mietos, fairly well known actually. We have King of Glory, my one and only Luna, 1/7 scale for 20,000 yen. So you see the difference over here. A Japanese company that no one has heard of before asking 20,000 yen for a figure of Rika from Higurashi. And over here we have a Chinese company asking for the same 20,000 yen, and this thing is so detailed with props. You get lanterns, you get a table and so on. What a huge difference, but this is not a surprise really. So should you get this figure, it really depends whether you like Chinese culture stuff, I guess, because I have no idea what this character is. But I won't deny that she looks really good. So it really depends on whether you like the character design, I guess. What do you think about this figure? Alright, moving on to the next one, we have this figure by Full Real. My master has no tail, Daiko Kute Mameda, at 1/7 scale. 30,000 yen for something that virtually has no details, no shading on the paintwork. No thank you. I mean, you can tell it from these product photos alone. Figure companies, they tend to make their official product photos look good, and it really depends on whether they can deliver on the same quality after release. If the company is already not putting in effort with the official product and its photos, do you think the actual product will be any better? The same thing applies to this figure of Bungo, which appears to be a set with the other one. This is a big nope for me. I mean, a figure having less details is not really a problem, but the price needs to reflect that. And then we have this figure company called A+, which is a fairly well-known X-rated figure company. We have a 1x5 scale of Wendy Crawford from Suketo Sanjo, which is a fairly familiar title to me. I've seen it somewhere else, but okay. So 1x5 scale for 23,500 yen, that is very good value. But at the same time, among all of the X-rated figure companies out there, what you need to know is that A+ sits a bit lower, like they are below Native or SkyTube. When it comes to the detail department, they are not bad at all. But at the same time, they offer great value for their figures. And for this one over here, Wendy Crawford, it really depends whether you know the character or you like the character design or not. Personally, this is a skip for me because I'm not really interested in figures of female characters with watermelons on their chest. But if you are into that sort of thing, yeah, do pick up this figure. Lastly, for the 11th of November, we have this figure by Vertex, which is a very good figure company. Shrine Maiden Akane Kagura from Taitna Oshigoto. Well, obviously, Shrine Maidens are going to be really tight, right? I have no idea why Ami cropped off the bottom half of the picture because there really isn't anything too lewd going on with the product photos of this figure. However, I'm not really a fan of this character design, so this figure is a pass to me. There's one more figure I left out for 11th of November, this one over here. 1x7 scale Levi Fortitude version from Attack on Titan. This one is under Kotobukiya's Art FXJ series, which is their more affordable scale figure line. And for male characters, if I'm not mistaken, but 13,600 yen is very cheap. I can't believe I'm saying this, but 13,600 yen is almost something you don't see in year 2022. Yeah, this figure was released many years ago without all those blood stains, and now they are re-releasing it with a different paintwork and they are not charging more. So props to Kotobukiya for offering an affordable option to figure collectors out there. That is all for the 11th of November. Finally, there are so many figures on one day. We move on to the 10th of November immediately. So for this 10th of November, we have this figure of Chizuru Mizuhara in Santa bikini outfit. At 1x6 scale, you are paying only 18,730 yen, which is great value. Yeah, this is amazing value, to be honest. However, the figure company behind this is something, once again, I don't know anything about. Hakoiwi Musume, what is that? I have no idea. So will you take the risk and pre-order a figure from a company you have never heard of before? Let me know down in the comments below. In fact, if this figure existed in the anime itself, Kazuya might buy one just to fap to it. Up next, we have this figure by SkyTube. Akuma-chan illustration by Sakura Miwabe at 1x6 scale in Chinese style underwear. So SkyTube is a very high quality X-rated figure company. If you like the character design of this one, yes, go ahead and pre-order it, no questions asked. And lastly, for the 10th of November, this is a highlight figure of the week together with Asuka Langley. We have a 1x7 scale figure of Anya and Your Forger from Spy Family by Good Smile Company. At 20,700 yen, this is very reasonable. Pre-order one right now. As you can see, Ami is even slapping a single shipment notice on this figure as well, which implies this is a very high demand, high popularity figure. I don't think you will regret it by pre-ordering it early. Alright, so that is all for the 10th of November. Fortunately, only 3 figures. Now we move on to the 9th of November and see what do we have. Alright, so there are only 2 scale figures for the 9th of November, though there is one I would highly recommend over here, which is this one, Jirai Cordy Aerofu Luna illustration by Sora Naniiro at 1x6 scale, single shipment as well by a figure company called Vibrastar. So in case you haven't heard of Vibrasta before, it is a branch of Native, and Native makes excellent figures. So if you love elves, you love this character design over here, definitely pick this one up. I would actually recommend it. The next one is this figure of Titan from Tucked Up Destiny by Furio. From the looks of it, I think Furio is the only company making figures from this series Tucked Up Destiny. So it really depends. If you liked the series, you want a figure of this character, maybe go for it. For me, this figure is a pass because, well, I don't find this figure to be any unique. For the 8th of November, we have a free ink 1x4 scale B style, Hoji Shoujo Yang Guifei. Well, I'm not sure what this character is once again, but I do like the design of this figure a lot. Comes with a cage, not very common with figures. I would love to have it, though I'm also fine without it. And the only Yang Guifei I know is the one from Fate's Grand Order. Yeah. So personally, I'm giving this figure a pass even though I like it a lot. The next one is also a highlight of the week. Alters 1x7 scale Atago and Takao Race Queen version from Azerlane. 38,400 yen for one pair. That is very reasonable, right? Surely you can pre-order only either one for 19,600 yen, but that would be the stupidest thing to do. It doesn't make any sense because the whole point of this pair of Atago and Takao figure over here by Alter is that Oppai squeeze. Lastly, we have Pop-Up Parade Chainsaw Man Denji for 4,000 yen. Well, looks like an overrated price figure to me, even in this official product photo over here. So maybe wait after release, wait for sample photos from other users who chose to pre-order it early. I wouldn't try to pre-order this one, yeah. For the 7th of November, the figures you can no longer see it on Ami's homepage, but I have already identified those 4 figures and we shall check them out right now one by one. So the first one over here by Otherware or Underwear, we have Awahara Shiori Stewardess version 1x7 scale for 18,700 yen. Well, I would say the price is fair for a 1x7 scale figure. At the same time, the only thing I'm attracted to with this figure is that suitcase over there, that baggage. Yeah, I would love to have that baggage for my figure photography projects as a prop. For the figure itself, well, I'm not very attracted to it. In fact, I would say the face looks a bit weird because if you check out this photo over here, it feels like the mouth is way too close to the nose. The next one is by MiHoYo, a Chinese figure company, also the creators of Genshin Impact. We have Fu Hua Cerulean Gods version 1x8 scale from Honkai Impact 3rd. 23,000 yen is a lot of money for a 1x8 scale, I'm not going to lie, though the figure itself looks amazing. So to those of you fans of Honkai Impact, this figure might be worth picking up. Mataro Desktop made Melty-chan non-scale complete figure for 12,800 yen. This figure is by Pink Charm. So you see, whenever you see the words non-scale, you know that is a big red flag because the figure is most likely to be rather small. And the low price of 12,800 yen kinds of reflects that. So we shall scroll down and see the specifications of the figure. Yup, the figure is only 15 centimeters in size. Like, this is just a slightly higher quality full-wheel noodle stock figure from the looks of it. So I'm not sure if this figure is worth pre-ordering. I would say it is a no for me. Yeah. This will be the last figure for the day, Ariane from Skeleton Knight in Another World. It is a non-scale figure by Union Creative for 26,600 yen, which is pretty expensive. And being a non-scale, well, let's just check out the dimensions below. Yeah, 26 centimeters, that is about 1x7 scale, not bad. But 26k is still a lot of money. So should you pre-order this one given that Union Creative does not have a very good track record with quality control? It is a bit like a gacha where if you are lucky the figure turns out well, if not you get a bit of paint issues here and where but nothing too serious. So before I answer this question, you need to look, where does this character come from? As far as I can see, Isekai Skeleton Knight is just a seasonal anime. And if the anime just gets a second season, well, the figure might hold on its value for a bit longer. If not, the value is going to plunge like a rock right after release. It won't be 26k, it will be more like 15 or 18k. So you need to factor this seasonal anime part into your equation. Seasonal anime stuff, they tend to not do very well in the aftermarket. The value is going to drop. So for me, I do like the anime, especially the first episode. But at the same time, I don't see myself pre-ordering this figure, even though this is the only figure of Ariane ever made so far. Why is that the case? Because it is a seasonal anime to begin with, where many figure companies are unwilling to take the risk and make a figure from a seasonal anime where everyone will forget their seasonal waifus after a few months. So personally, I would not pre-order, but it really is up to you. I won't tell you not to pre-order because this figure looks amazing, to be honest, and you probably won't regret having this figure. And there you have it, figure news fix for the week 7 to 12 November. Which figure will you pre-order? Which will you wait for after release? Yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching. See you guys again very soon. Goodbye.